Yeah. Just check.
Get some audio going.
Yep.
Files.
It's happening. Yeah, it's happening now.
Women, later. Oops, a daisy. You better not start mowing the lawn. With VLC. Okay, you should have the music via that link.
Okay. Should have moderators coming in anytime now.
Okay, I need a wires.
Just wait.
Try not to walk in front of that camera.
Really?
What's wrong?
It's weird.
Tell me what's weird.
If I click on it. Oh, that's fine.
Is the music turn up? Put your headphones in.
Oh, it's my headphones on. No.
What the hell's that sound?
Get started. Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome to a Heart and Parcel English and cooking class. Can everybody hear me? Hi. So wonderful to have you back, old students. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming. And a big welcome to our new students. Hello. Hi. My name is Claire, and every week I will be cooking a dish or a couple of dishes from the Heart and Parcel cookbook. Now, this cookbook has many delicious recipes from our students, our own Heart and Parcel English students. They gave their recipes to us to share with you. And so we're really excited today for this session. In the session, you will watch me cooking from start to finish. You will learn many new English words. You will practice some English writing, some speaking, some listening, and of course, some reading. And you will hopefully learn a new dish as well. This is a fun and relaxing way to learn English. If you enjoy the class, you can please like and subscribe so you can watch back the video after the lesson. Of course, if you need to leave tonight halfway through, don't worry, you can always watch the lesson back. If you have any questions tonight, it's really important that you write the questions in the chat box here. And we have our lovely teachers here tonight. There's so many teachers. They're very lovely, very nice, and they will answer all your questions for you. If you find the class a little bit difficult, no problem. Just put on the subtitles on the right-hand side and you can watch and follow. It was so lovely to see your homework last week, old students. Thank you so much for your fantastic sentences. I learned so much about flatbreads and different types of flatbreads from around the world. It was great. It was really good. And it was really good to see your knowledge of spices and herbs around the world. Please keep doing your homework and I'll keep on marking them for you. Did anyone make the soup from last week? I think I saw a couple in the WhatsApp group. Hopefully you did. Fingers crossed, and I hope you enjoyed it. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. I have 3 questions for you. 3 questions for you. What is your name? How are you feeling today? And what do you usually eat in the afternoon? Again, what's your name? How are you feeling today? And what do you usually eat in the afternoon? You can type your answers in the chat box, or you can speak out loud, or you can write with a pen and paper. Up to you. 1 minute, off you go. So for me, of course, you know my name. My name is Claire. And how am I feeling today? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really great. I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling relaxed. I think because I was so excited about this lesson today. And I also am cooking one of my favorite dishes from the cookbook. So I'm feeling really honored to share it with you today. And what do I usually eat in the afternoon? Well, I'm British, right? So of course I'm going to have my tea, and I will have maybe some cake or something sweet, just to keep my energy up during the day. What about you? Kasha, lovely, lovely to meet you. Welcome. Thank you for coming today. Fabila, it's good that you're fine. How are you feeling? Even more. Hanan, you're feeling positive with that fresh mind. I love to see that. That's great. Yes, Lisa has raised a very good point. This month, there are many of you who are fasting. So perhaps you don't eat anything in the afternoon, and perhaps you have iftar later on. Fantastic. Aisha, lovely. Usually eats cake and toast. Great. Is that every day? So usually that's your habit? Brilliant. Fantastic. Really, really good, guys. Well done. So nice to meet some of you here and to see some of your comments. Nabila, really nice to see you. So sorry to hear you're feeling tired because you didn't sleep very well. Is it because it was too hot? Or maybe you're not feeling so good? Alina, lovely to meet you. Fantastic. You're ready for the lesson. Yeah, that's great. Let's get going then. It's so lovely to have all of those questions and comments there. Keep them coming, keep typing. And of course, if at home you're speaking out the answers, perhaps you were saying that you were feeling excited as well for the lesson. Today, we're going to be making two delicious, delicious dishes. One is very sweet, very nice, very filling. And the other is also sweet, but very warm and very nice for quite a cold day like today. I hope you enjoy. Are you ready for your next question? I have a question for you. I'm going to give you 1 minute. 1 minute. And I want you to write down all the ingredients you see on the table. We have many ingredients today. Everything. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Go. So keep typing. If you're at home and you cannot type, that's fine. You can keep speaking out. What can you see on the table? Speak it out loud. What can you see on the table? Speak it out loud. Some of them you may have seen before. Some are in previous lessons. And some are new. Don't forget the things in jars. There's some that are very easy. And some that are a little bit more confusing, maybe. But don't worry, you'll find them out in the end. 40 seconds. Keep going, keep going. I'm going to just show you a little bit more about what is in each of the jars. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Brilliant. That was so good. There's so many ingredients on the table right now. So really, really well done if you got most of them. We're going to have a look in more detail about all of these here, but I hope that you maybe have seen some before and maybe some are new. I hope you learned some new words today. So let's go to the board and you can see we have, wow, quite a lot of ingredients today. Quite a lot. I counted, I think 15 ingredients today, but don't worry, it's worth it. I've organized them into 4 columns and I'll explain what those columns are in a minute. We have the first column. We have, of course, flour. Same, exactly the same like the tree and the leaf flower, the same pronunciation, but different spelling. What kind of flour? This is going to be self-raising flour. Self-raising flour? To raise? To go up. To go up. Self, me. One, own. So on its own, rising flour. We're going to have 500 grams of that. Next one. I don't know if you saw this one here. You can say it. Yeast. Yeast. And this yeast is very quick yeast, instant yeast. We'll talk about what that does in a minute. And we're going to need how much? A lot or small? Yeah, small. So 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to write it like that, TSP, teaspoon. Next, we have baking powder. Maybe a lot of you, if you bake cakes at home, you have the same here. Baking powder, it's the same. Let's go for 1 teaspoon here. Sugar, of course, for our sweet treat. This one here, this sound, sugar, sugar. You notice the R as well is not there, sugar. And it's going to be white sugar. And we need just a tablespoon, just a tablespoon of sugar. Same exactly like the teaspoon. I'm going to shorten it. You will see this in recipes. Tisp, tisp, tips. Finally, salt. Salt. 1 teaspoon of salt here. These are all together. These are all going to be my dry ingredients. My dry ingredients. Okay, dry, no wet, no water. Moving on, I have my opposite of dry is wet. Good if you got it. Wet. I have, lovely. Now in England, we use a lot of butter. And I think in many countries, it just tastes, it makes everything taste so good. And because we have the salt here, we're going to do unsalted butter. And you need quite a lot for that, actually. You need 300 grams of unsalted butter. Remember, with the R, no sound. Next one, Maybe a lot of you got this one. It's very common in many countries. Yogurt. Yogurt. And we need 2 tablespoons. How do we write it again? TBSP, tablespoon. Great. Natural yogurt is good for this one. Next we have, I don't know if you saw this one. Good old glass of whole milk. I like whole milk when I'm baking. And you want it to be warm. You want it to be warm. I'm going to put warmed here to show that I've already done that action. And you need 200 grams. So for liquid, it's different. We say milliliters. Milliliters of milk, milliliters of water, milliliters of oil. Oil. I just use normal vegetable oil. Please use the oil that you're comfortable with. Sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, up to you. Corn oil, it's fine. And we're just going to have 1 tablespoon for this recipe, but you will need more later. You'll see why in a minute. Finally, you'll have some water as well. So 100, do you remember? Milliliters, 100 milliliters of water. Hot, cold, warm? Actually, we use tepid water. Not hot, not cold, room temperature, just normal. So, wow, so many ingredients already. That's all of our ingredients for wet and dry. But there are still some left on the table. Aha, I forgot. How could I forget? One of the most important things. We have 1 egg here, 1 egg. And we want to have that egg, do you remember? Beaten. To beat the egg. Now, if we have already done that before, beaten. So, dry and wet. What are these 5 ingredients that are left? These must be the finishing touches of our dish. We have, we've got to start with the best. We have to start with the best. Where can you see it on here? Chocolate spread. This is one of my favorites. Now, I don't know how much you need. Maybe just the jar. You can just buy the whole jar and see how you go. You can use chocolate and hazelnut spread, which is what I have. Or you can use just normal chocolate spread, completely up to you. We also have cream cheese. This is a good one. Really nice, creamy, salty, brilliant. It's soft, very soft white cheese. And again, I use around 200 grams of cream cheese, so usually the whole pack. These are going to be our filling, the bit inside what we are making. And finally, we have 3 very special ingredients. We have our old friend, sesame seeds. These ones. These are very, very, very good. I love them. I put them in everything, not just sweet stuff. Curries, stews, dishes. They're called Nigella seeds. And maybe you've seen them as onion seeds. And they're also called kalonji, I think, in different regions. These two, we just need a sprinkle of the different seeds. And finally, nature's sweet, runny, beautiful honey. Absolutely gorgeous. I could just eat this with a spoon. Same with the Nutella, same with the chocolate spread. It's just so nice. I have it in my tea. I have it on toast. Maybe you do the same. So we're going to have a sprinkle of honey. Sprinkle is usually for dry ingredients. For wet ingredients, we use drizzle. A drizzle of honey. Wow. These are going to be our decoration to finish off our wonderful dish today. Do you know what I'm making? 15 full ingredients. What am I making? What on earth am I making today? Well, this is one of my favorite dishes from the Heart and Parcel cookbook. Our dear student who's also in the chat today, hello Laila. Laila told us and taught us how to make this unbelievably tasty dish. That dish is called Khaliat Nahal, and it's also in English translates as honey or beehive buns. And it's just such a delicious dish. It's warm, it's bread-like, it's got a really beautiful salty center if you put the cheese in, and you finish off with this gorgeous drizzle of honey and toasted sesame seeds on top. It's a great dish for sharing and a perfect afternoon tea dish. Or if you are practicing Ramadan and fasting this month, it's a really nice iftar snack afterwards. Really good dessert to finish. So all you have to do is take all of the ingredients behind me. Which ones do you think we're going to be starting with first? Have a look at the board. See what you think. We're going to be taking all this first two columns to make our lovely dough. Of course, we need the dough. If we're making bread, we're making cakes, we need to have that dough. With that dough, I needed to do something special to it. So I haven't actually making it. I'm not going to be making it now. I had to make it earlier for something to happen to the dough. I don't know if you can see, but if I tip it towards you, perhaps you can see the dish here. What do you think has happened to the dough? If I've had to leave it for a while, there must be a reason why. I've had to leave it because I have to make these ingredients do something. Self-raising flour, yeast, and baking powder, I had to leave them to rise. In other words, when we say with bread, we say to prove. So I needed to leave my dough to prove. After that, I can then make my delicious buns. I have a question for you. What other actions can you do with dough? We can prove the dough. We can the dough. What other actions can we do with dough? Type your answers in the chat box or speak out loud. Make a list, as many things. When you make chapati or bread or cakes, what do you do to that dough? As many things. 1 minute. Off you go. Ten seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. Let's see, Nabila, well done. You can roll the dough. Yeah, definitely. That's a classic, isn't it? Lots of things. You can cut the dough. Good, Alina. Evelena, well done. Roll. There's lots of rolling there. What other things? Roll, cut, knead. Brilliant. Well done, Kasha. Kneading the dough. Slicing and cutting. Yes, definitely. If you're putting into different parts or pieces. Brilliant. Great answers, everybody. Well done. I'm going to give you some of my answers, actually, on the board. Here's our word here, proof. This is to make it rise. You usually put it in a warm place, let it relax and get bigger. And then this one, you knock it back and start kneading again. We do this to prepare the dough, to make it ready for that final stage of baking and cooking. This one we cut out. If you remember Dimitra's pastries in the first session, if you haven't seen it, you can watch the video. I used glass to cut out shapes. You all got this. Brilliant. To roll. What do we use? A rolling pin. A rolling pin. Pop that in there, actually. Might be useful for you. All of this usually by hand, and then rolling pin here to shape. Sometimes we want it in a certain way, maybe a square or a circle or triangle, to shape the dough. And to pinch. Maybe we have to close the dough because there's something inside. I've just thought of another one. To fold. I don't know if you've got any more there. To fold there. These are all different types and ways in which we can interact with the dough. All of these are verbs. These are action words. We can do them things to a noun. We can prove the dough, knead the dough, cut out, roll, shape, pinch the dough, fold the dough. All of those you can add more information to your noun. Which ones am I going to be doing today? Let's begin. If you want to follow, and you can type the process, or you can write it down or speak out loud, whichever ones you want. Completely up to you. So all I need is my dough, already proven. I've mixed all of those ingredients together, those two, the wet and the dry together, and I've mixed it and left it to rise in a warm place for maybe 2 hours. Actually, today I did it for 4 hours. I think it doesn't really matter, but for a long time until it's risen. Going to get a tray. Could be rectangle, can be circle, completely fine, but it has to be good for the oven. You know, to use the oil. I told you you'd use more oil. You want to drizzle the oil into the tray and to just wipe it around the sides, making sure that everything is covered. Okay. Now I'm going to get my dough. Now this is very different dough to first lesson. Can you see? It's so, how would we describe that? So sticky, very wet. Don't worry, that's correct. That's what you want. Because it's so sticky, I'm not going to use flour on the table. I'm actually going to use more oil. So on this oiled surface, I'm just going to drizzle the oil on to the surface here. And I'm going to rub my hands as well. Get it really, really nice. Really, really nice there. You can see. I'm going to tip my lovely dough onto the oiled surface. And I'm going to knead for about a minute, perhaps. Just making sure everything is nice and smooth. My dear student Laila, please comment. Tell me if I'm doing it right. I love making these buns because the dough is so different to what I normally use. And we made the chapati last week, Rizwana's lovely chapati, and it was so different, so different. What am I doing, everybody? I'm kneading the dough, kneading the dough. Next, I want to roll the dough out just to make it nice and thin. I'm going to shape it into a sausage shape. And maybe I'm going to add a little bit more oil to my hands. Next, I'm going to use my cream cheese. And I need a little teaspoon to start with my buns. So I'm going to break off or cut off a little bit of dough. And in the dough, I'm going to press down here. Take a spoonful of cream cheese and fold it together. Pinch it shut and use my hand to shape the bun. Can you see? It looks a little bit funny, but the best thing about this dough is you can shape it to how you want it. So it doesn't have to be completely correct the first time. It's very, very sticky dough that you can mold and shape into how you want it. Just keep on placing it in the dish. And fold and pinch and shape and put. So break off the dough and flatten out and fill with cream cheese, fold and pinch. Keep on going. We're going to try and fill the whole tray because I want to give this maybe as a present to somebody. Maybe I want to drop it at their doorstep and give them a nice surprise later. So I want to make sure that it's as delicious as it can be. Keep typing, keep talking, keep chatting. I want to hear your thoughts. Have you made this before? Is this something you also do at home? Do you like cooking buns and baking? How are you feeling now? Perhaps you're feeling more relaxed, I hope. Perhaps you're feeling hungry. And pull and shape and press and fill. Our lovely, lovely student Laila made this dish for us. First time, maybe, I think it was about 3 years ago now. 3 years ago, she made this dish for us. And when the first time we ate it, it just tasted like heaven. It was beautiful, beautiful. It was so sweet and sugary, and it was so lovely and so nice. It just tasted really, really wonderful. And you put it into your mouth, and it just was great, was really great. And we loved the way that the name of the dish, it was so good, so good. And the honey and the honeycomb, it was really, really, really fantastic. Really, really, really nice. Just to think about all of these little buns, when they start to grow in the oven, they start to look just like a bee's home. The name of the bee's house is a beehive, right? And then you have the honeycomb to make the honey. It's that same shape. What's that shape called? I think that's hexagonal, right? Hexagonal shape. So, so lovely. You know, after this, I have to show you something. It doesn't stop here. I've got to show you something that goes really nice with this dish. But first, we've got to finish off the rest of this dish. Now, Laila, actually, she learned how to make this. Can you guess how? She learned how to make this dish not in the traditional way of with your mom or your dad, your father, your mother, your grandmother. She learned how to make this on YouTube. Yeah. She actually learned how to do this on YouTube. And it's the best way, one of the best ways to learn. Maybe you go onto YouTube, look at some videos, learn some new skills. Doesn't just have to be cooking. Can be anything really. And so it's great. You notice that I haven't used the Nutella yet. It's because I actually just want to eat it on my own afterwards. I don't want to put it in the buns. But you can use Nutella or chocolate spread in the buns if you want. Laila's daughter really, really likes this chocolate spread even better than the cream cheese. So she prefers to have it in the buns there than the cream cheese. Almost done here. And if it doesn't quite fill the dish, don't worry about it. I mean, I've made my buns quite big. But that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. You can keep it spread out like that. So, almost done. Definitely got to wash my hands after this. And the table is going to be very, very, very greasy. Do you remember what comes next with the decoration? Actually, we also need to add a little glaze on top as well. So you will need to take an egg, to crack the egg into our bowl. And I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to beat my egg. And then I'm just going to brush my beautiful buns with egg. Do you remember why we do this? Just to get that beautiful color on top. Now, normally Laila would advise to leave these buns for 15 minutes, then brush with egg, and then sprinkle with sesame seeds. But because we are short on time today, we're just going to go straight for it. So I'm going to sprinkle the seeds first on Nigella seeds. Wow, look at that. Try and get a beautiful, even spread on each of the buns. Sprinkle the Nigella seeds on top. And then finally our sesame seeds. This makes a great gift for somebody. Maybe if they're having a bad day, you can bake this for them. I'm sure you will become their best friend. It will be a really amazing thing for them. So, after that, voila, you put them in the oven for 180 degrees, 180, for 30 minutes until golden brown. Put that to one side. How are you doing? How are you feeling now? Nabila, are you still tired? So, with our lovely, lovely buns, I am a British person, so I really, really need something to drink to go with my buns. What do you think I'm going to have? Of course, I have to have my tea, my lovely tea. We're going to be making a really, really delicious warming drink to go with the tea, to go with the buns. I think you guys haven't been seeing what I've been doing on the side here, but I've been bubbling something for a while. I've been brewing something for a while. It smells so good. And it's not just this. There are maybe 4 other ingredients in there. 4 other ingredients in there. I'm going to be making a really delicious drink called masala chai. Masala chai. I think you guys will maybe know this one very, very well. If some of you have, I can't find my cloth to wipe off the board. That's fine. That's fine. I'll leave my verbs to one side. And if you guys did your homework last week, maybe this exercise will be easy for you. So, I have a question for you. I would like you to name all the spices that I put down on the table. And can you write all the spices that I put down on the table? Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. Have a guess? I don't know if you can see that one. Ah. Great, well done, Gada. You got straight in there. That's fantastic. And Amal, wonderful. Tea, ginger, cinnamon, yes. Evelena, black pepper, Lisa, yes. Don't put the question mark. I'll explain why in a minute. Seeds, yes, Nabila, well done. What kind of seeds? Good, Aisha. I can tell Aisha did her homework. Ginger, clove, cardamom, stick, cinnamon. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay. Maybe you use some of those spices in your own cooking. I love cloves. I love cloves. It reminds me of my mum and her cooking and Christmas and all my childhood. When I smell it, it just smells incredible. And over here, this cardamom reminds me of beautiful, beautiful curries and rice. So fragrant, so nice. And ginger, this is everything for me. When I have a cold, when I'm sick, I just put ginger and honey together with a bit of lemon, perfect. And peppercorns, such a versatile, flexible herb. You can use it in everything. Everything. And of course, our cinnamon stick. Our cinnamon stick. So, for the tea, you just need all of these things. You need cardamom pods. These little seeds are called pods. And you need cinnamon sticks. You need cloves and ginger. Cardamom, we need 13 cardamom pods. Cinnamon sticks, just 1. Cloves, 6. And ginger, you want to peel the ginger and then slice. You want 12 slices of ginger. Yeah. And of course, it wouldn't be tea without some sugar. Ah, yes. How sweet do you like your tea? I'm going to put maybe 2 tablespoons, about 50 grams. You don't have to put any sugar in at all. It's absolutely fine. And finally, you want to boil hot water with all of these ingredients. 3 tea bags. You can use Darjeeling, which is one of my favorites, or English breakfast. Brew together for 15 minutes, more or less, on a low heat. Then you turn up the heat and you can pour some cold milk into our pot and leave it to sizzle and simmer and bubble away. The room is smelling gorgeous. It just smells so wonderful. So many different types of spices filling the room. So fragrant, so delicious. And I imagine this is probably quite a beneficial dish that's beneficial for your health as well, because it has all of the different elements and herbs and spices to keep you healthy at this time. I think our buns might be ready. Let's take a look. So when you take them out the oven, they should look like this. They should look really nice, warm, golden. My shapes are not so great, but I think they're still going to be delicious. And you notice that slight honeycomb effect here. They look absolutely gorgeous. One last thing to do before I plate up is our lovely, lovely honey. Just going to, you remember the words? Drizzle that lovely, lovely honey over the top. Of course, don't be shy with the honey. You can use as much as you can or as little as you can if you're on a diet, or if you don't really like things to be too sweet. Remember to do this just as it's come out the oven. Really, really, really important to get that really nice finish there. Wow, wow, wow. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Maybe you've made it before. I think that's enough now for our tea. Just going to pour my tea. It needs to be very, very careful because there's lots of things in there, into a jug. And finally, into my teapot. Remember to strain. You can use a sieve, completely up to you. I've got a special teapot here which keeps all the stuff inside. Nice. Smells beautiful. Got that lovely, lovely cardamom and spices coming through. And I need to take out, let's have, how many should I have now? Perhaps 12. 12 is a lucky number, isn't it? Well, you can break them up, or you can keep them together on the plates here. And I'm going to serve it with my lovely tea. What do you guys think? My Khaliat Nahal, Laila's wonderful recipe with sweet cheese-filled honey buns and gorgeous chai tea on top there. And you can see here, obviously, really nice filling cream cheese. Did I say that I was going to give it to a friend, didn't I? I'm sorry, it's just too good. That friend will have to wait It's so delicious. Listen, I really hope you had a lovely time. Thank you so much for coming. Really great to have you. And I hope that you learned some new words, some new food, and practiced your English language speaking, listening, writing, reading. I will send you the homework after the lesson about Laila's lovely Khaliat Nahal, and you can type your homework or voice record and send it back to me. Before Saturday, I can give you feedback. Thank you so much. It was really, really lovely to see you all. Ovelina, thank you. It's very delicious. That's great. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. She said, I'm killing her. She's fasting. I'm so sorry to all my friends fasting who I'm tempting with this gorgeous food. But you can always eat it later. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to sit here and enjoy my tea and relax and have a lovely evening. And I will see you all next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.